All right. All right. We live, folks. We are live. The Blue Madness podcast featuring Tim Rogers and Mike Salas, Dodgers After Duty, the dad, DAD.
I like that.
It works, man. Let's see. So, as people may know, I was gone. I was gone since last Friday. I was in London. So it was different. Especially trying to watch some baseball.
Yep.
But the good thing is I come back and the Dodgers really ended the season strong. We saw really some, I don't know, some really cool things. Captain Obvious is Kershaw,
Yes.
and getting to enjoy that, and who knows what he's going to end up doing in the postseason. We'll talk about that. Surprise, surprise. But it's just great that he's able to go out that way. Shohei Ohtani hitting his 55th. Bullpen looking not so bad.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you see, Mike? You watched more than I did because I slept through some of it because I was on 8-hour time difference.
It was good. It was, I'm pretty excited about it. I was actually kind of a little surprised that they swept
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yeah.
So, which was, I thought they were going to lose at least one, if not maybe two, against them, with all the hype, with Seattle and all that. But
Big bumper.
it was good to see Kershaw. Actually got to go and cover the game on his last game at Dodger Stadium, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Got to see him do his farewell to the fans in the regular season, so that was pretty good. Yeah, a lot of good stuff, a lot of positive things. I'm not so. I don't know if I was like super worried about the bullpen, but I don't have like anxiety, about them. I think they're going to be doing just fine. They may stumble a little bit here and there, but I think they'll get the job done.
Well, talent's there.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the talent's had some issues this year for sure.
Hmm.
But just I'll take talent going into the postseason. And looks like Roki Sasaki is going to be on that postseason roster.
Yeah.
And which is cool. We didn't get Brock Stewart. Brock is broke still.
Hmm.
Shoulders. It's always tough for me. Shoulder surgery. Tough for me to say. That's why the price wasn't so high for him. But again, just kind of look back. Oh gosh, what a not so good trade deadline in terms of getting some relief help. But
Yeah.
Sasaki, I just love that he's coming and throwing hard. But at the same time, it's like, hey, Roki, here you go, right in the middle of this playoff thing. However, does have WBC experience.
I'm not too worried about that. I mean, he's
Yeah.
got a lot of experience in the MPB and playing in big games. Yeah, granted, it's a lot different, than playing in the MLB, divisional series and the postseason and all that. I mean, it's going to be completely different than if they make it all the way to the World Series. But the World Baseball Classic gave him a lot of experience. He does have two pitchers, that are on that team that will guide him.
Mm-hmm.
Ohtani and Yamamoto are not going to let him fail, and they'll keep him in line and keep him focused.
Yeah. No, I'm in. It's like, it's these types of things that might help. Just bringing in those fresh arms,
Hmm.
and arms that people haven't seen as much.
Yeah.
That's another thing. And so we got the Reds with Hunter Green going against Blake Snell.
Hmm.
But hey, this is what the Dodgers paid Blake Snell for. This is what I'm all in on. I was all in on Snell for was October, even though we're starting a little bit early before October, September 30th. What are your thoughts?
I wrote an article, on my Substack, on that. I had Ohtani starting and Yamamoto. Yeah, no, I had Ohtani and Blake Snell and Yamamoto as third,
That's what I
um,
originally had too.
just in case that they, win the 2 games, then Yamamoto can start, game one against the Phillies. So that's what I had. It is what it is. You could throw anybody out there, in the top, 4 or 5 guys, that's in the pitching staff, and you're not going to go wrong with it. And yeah, I like Blake Snell. I think he's got some fire in him. Watching his interview
Mhm.
today, just the way that he was speaking to the media, and yeah, he looks like he's focused and he's ready to go. It's like he said, he's like, this is why he wanted to come to LA, is for these moments, and I think he's going to take it and run with it.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I actually, so I'm going to pull up my spreadsheet now
Hmm.
because, yeah, I had Ohtani going game one for sure.
Yeah.
But, and one of the reasons I guess was for, um, oh, what do you call it? Let me do this as we have our lovely faces inside there. Um, is it visible to you? Can you?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, good. Um, so what we're seeing here is if you go to the very top, these were the last games the guys started with the date
Hmm.
that it was on. So September 23rd, Ohtani, then it was Snell, Yamamoto, Sheehan, Glasnow, Kirsch. Okay. And so I originally was following that order with
Yeah.
with what I had in that first three because I actually really like it. And when I broke down things with Yamamoto within that situation, I liked it better.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, if you look over it in some ways, I guess you'd go overall, Ohtani probably has the best stuff on the staff. However, I don't, he's only gone 6 innings once, and Yamamoto has become, he is the ace of the staff.
Yes.
I mean, it's clear, and I did when I was doing this spreadsheet, I was doing it with, I mean, I would go and put Yamamoto first because I would go, how many times do we get him in there, getting him as much rest as possible. So let me go over this sheet a little bit. So I got the dates. This is just every day from September 30th through
Hmm.
November 1st. And X is a game that must be played.
Hmm.
Y is if someone clinches early and it's optional. Okay. So game three, like, is if the Dodgers win the first two, then they don't do game three.
Hmm.
And so in this scenario, what I did kind of a what if the Dodgers win the first two, or what if they have to go three? And it is significant because so you can't overlook the Reds. I don't want to do that. It's not fair to them because they've actually pitched really well against the Dodgers this year.
Yes.
And so and with any team, hey, it's playoff baseball. Any team can win. We've seen it. I mean, heck, we could be on here in 2 days after October 1st on the PM, yelling about the Dodgers and how bad they suck because they got swept by the Reds. It's
Right.
very possible.
Hmm.
We've seen it. We know this could happen. So, and I don't think the Dodgers are. I think they're too smart to do that now. They learned so much over the last few years. So, if you go, hey, if we win the first two and go Snell Yamamoto, so that means no Ohtani. That means Ohtani starts October 4th. Gives him a lot of rest.
Hmm.
And then they would go back to Snell. Now, see, you notice this game 4 or October 4th and October 6th, there's an off day on that October 5th.
Right.
This would be against the Phillies. So, again, trying to plug in Yamamoto since they're going October 1st with Yamamoto. I'd like to give him the 7 days. I don't have him going till game 3, which goes back to what you were saying at the beginning. If you start Ohtani and Snell, then you got Yamamoto game 1, and then you also got him game 5.
Hmm.
Now, I love Ohtani, but I want Yamamoto in 2 of those games, not Ohtani. I mean, just that's just kind of the way I look at it. Glasnow will need to go. The way this team lines up and the way they've been stretching guys out, Glasnow's they're going to need 4 starters, and even you'll see, I think they'll even need 5 in the 7-game series. So
I'm actually not going to be surprised that Yamamoto will pitch on a short rest, during this stretch. He's done it before in the playoffs in the NPB when he's played there. He's not immune to it. And with the attitude of the whole team is they're going to do whatever it takes to win. I won't be surprised if Yamamoto pitches on a short rest day.
Thing is, I don't think they need to do that to him, because I think they have enough talent. I don't think they need to do that, and I don't think they should, because I still look at Kershaw's career, and I'm wondering, thinking back 2013, 2014,
right.
Walker Buehler, 2021, the damage that was done.
Mm-hmm.
The scenario that kind of freaks me out a little bit is if they do need to go 3 games against the Reds, you got to start Glasnow game 1, and he's also your game 5 starter.
Yeah,
and even though I like Glass, he's not in those top 3 guys. He seems to, don't you notice he just seems to have some, like that one inning where everything just kind of falls apart. Let me see if there's a chat. Oh my gosh, I got some chat coming. Dang, man.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds.
Woo! Let's go. Well, let's hit some chat a little bit.
I'm actually, I understand what you're saying about Glasnow. I don't know, man. I just think, I just have this feeling that that all the pitchers are just gonna go at it, and I think Glasnow's got a lot to prove, especially with him being injured last year, and he's gonna come out, saying, "Hey, this is me, and I'm a part of this team, and I'm just as good as everybody else, and here's my stuff." He has that ability to do that, and I think we're gonna see a different Glasnow during the playoffs.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And he has been very good. He just sometimes has these innings
Yeah.
He just starts walking guys.
Well, Yamamoto does too. I mean,
Yeah.
Yamamoto, usually has, and he was this way in the MPB also.
Yeah.
He blunders a little bit in the first inning, but then after the second, third inning, he just locks it in, and it's just like he just lights out. So
yeah. Let's go through some comments real quick. Showtime LA's in the house. He cannot wait to buy his tickets for Tulsa because he knows who's going to be there. He's going to have Josue DePaula, Zaire Hope, and many more coming.
I'll see you there.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to be there? You're going to go? Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to go to opening day there.
Nice. Mr. John Rod's in the house. Aeronetic. Showtime LA. This is key right here. Got to be able to hit Hunter Green. He's filthy. I mean, that's why you just don't go, oh, they're just going to. But,
well, how many runs did they get off of him the last time the Dodgers? I think they get 6 runs off of him, 5 runs?
Off of Hunter Green?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
My brain is dying. Hold on.
I think it was him.
I thought they.
I think
keep thinking of that Lodolo guy because he struck out a bunch of dudes, but then
no, they got like 4 or 5 runs off of Hunter Green, and I think it only lasted like 5 innings.
Let's see.
But that's the regular season.
Yep. Well, this is his first real postseason. I mean, I don't remember if he pitched in it in 2020 when they were during the short thing when they got swept by the Braves. Doyers.
Yeah, Showtime. Yeah. I think it was 5 runs.
It was, yeah. Well, it's 3 earned, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. Only 3. One of the keys is only 3 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's they can do it. Yeah, and this is a team. We got a lot of guys in this lineup that won that World Series in dominated the playoffs.
Yes.
Dominated the playoffs, especially after they got past San Diego. You know what, though? I swear, man, this series, if the Dodgers get past the Reds, it's the Dodgers and Phillies. Those are the two best teams in baseball, in my opinion. And the winner of that is going to win this thing, unless they beat each other up.
Well, yeah, it's just like last year. Whoever wins, the National League is going to win the World Series.
Yeah, because and I just think the Brewers they've slowed down, and they don't slug enough for the postseason.
No.
What does Doug say? To get the dub, you got to slug or something like that. Yeah. Playoffs, here it goes. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm more to get the dub, you got to hit the ball and move runners around, and if that includes the slug, yeah. But I'm more about let's move runners.
Well, you got to do that too,
Yeah.
that's how they ended up beating the Yankees a lot was with those types of things, especially in Game 5. But yeah, there's no slug really on the Brewers.
No.
And I think they've slowed down, and they're pitching. They dominated the Dodgers in that 3-game series.
Yeah, but that's when and I understand that, but I think the Dodgers were going through it pretty bad in that.
Yeah, Mookie was still bad.
Yeah. So this is a completely different Dodger team, than 2 to 3 months ago.
Yeah, they're ready.
Yeah.
I mean, even now I think Max Muncy is very important. But if Kike's out there,
Richard Flores.
good. Oh, I got to get to Richie, my man from before. So Kyle Hurt is there. There is still a chance. You never know. So they've got the way things work now, like this whole thing about options, that's all off the table. Everyone is available. Now they brought some guys up to, I guess they were throwing some BP. Kyle Hurt and Bobby Miller were brought over to throw some heat to some batters, because Hunter Green is going to throw some heat. And Kyle Hurt throws heat, and Bobby Miller throws heat. So it's kind of everyone's in the mix now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Showtime LA. You forgot Elijah Hainline also.
Oh, he was brought up.
Yeah.
To go play around. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. Snell's been much better at home, so this made sense. But yeah, this whole 3-game series is at home. Fortunately, all of them are in LA, so that's good. Yeah, lines up with Josh taking me the Phillies. Yeah, 3-game post-game season. Yeah, all these things. I really wish, personally, I want them to have each league have 4 divisions, and I want only the division winners to go in the playoffs, and I want each series to be 7 games. That's what I want to see. That'd be the good stuff.
Did you get Richie Flores' super chat?
Would keep Andrew's laptop away from Dave's office in the lineup card. Well, I think I think they know what they're doing. So my only concern is if that lineup card comes out and number 8 is not in that lineup, they're doing it wrong. Number 8 has to be in that lineup. That's all I know. The rest, if Muncy's playing, then number 8, the Conforto can't be in the lineup. I don't care if it's a right-hander. Kike Hernandez must be in that lineup somewhere.
I think he plays second base, and they move Edmund to
second base to be. Let's play that game for a little bit, because I think it's a good game to play. You've got Hunter Green, who's a righty, and let's say they do what you say. Kike at second makes sense. Max at third, if he's healthy. I would say, I got to be honest, and I'm going to get some hate. I would rather have, against a righty to begin the game, I would rather have Conforto in the lineup over Edmund. Against a righty, not against a lefty. Against a righty. Edmund come in later. when they start mixing things up. But if Edman starts in center and they move Pages to left, that's fine too. As long as number 8's in the lineup. But if they put Conforto in over Edman, I don't die over that one.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that part, and we got to see what Tommy Edman's going to do. I mean, because he hasn't been doing all that great.
I know.
He hasn't been hitting that much, and I'm pretty sure Conforto's hitting a lot better than he is.
Yeah.
Right now. So,
And,
so yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think. I don't think he's healthy. I don't think he's 100% either.
I don't think this year Doc's going to be playing any favorites. He's going to be putting the best people in.
Yep.
Who's going to give him the best chance to win.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, rotation is stacked this year. I agree. Oh, don't do that to me, Tony. 1-800 Niedenfuhr. Man, that talk about a guy that had a fall off. So Tom Niedenfuhr, when he was so good for the Dodgers in '85, then September he sucked, but Lasorda kept going to him, and it cost him.
Yeah,
he gave up the game winner to Ozzie in Game 5, then gave up the Jack Clark in Game 6. Let's see. Richie, I can tell you this, Richie. Dodgers aren't going to win the World Series without Tanner Scott. I guarantee that. He has to be good. He has to be good.
I honestly, I think you're going to see a totally different Tanner Scott.
Well, I think if they play him the way he's used to being brought in situations. Bring him in the situation. Don't do that save thing. They don't need to do that. This team has enough bullpen talent, to be honest, to not do that. I know. Well, what? But they all suck. Yeah. Guess what? Blake Trinan has to produce. He has to produce. Roki Sasaki is going to have to produce. Tanner Scott's going to have to produce. Alex Vesia is going to have to be back. I don't know. I wonder if Edgardo's going to be. I guess Edgardo's probably going to make the roster.
Yeah, he's going to make it.
Yeah. He had a really kind of earned it with that last outing where he just kind of got those 3 strikeouts in a row. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, that was pretty impressive what they did to Seattle. The last 3 innings, they got all 9 batters out, striking them out to end the game. So that was pretty amazing. And for Showtime about Elijah Hainline, I agree with that. He doesn't walk a whole lot. His slug has gone up a little bit. He's just trying to make a name for himself right now. You got plenty of other shortstops that have the name, and I think 2026 you're going to see a lot more hype around him.
Let's hope so. No, he's good. I remember Ryan Fala interviewed him a couple years ago. Or was it? No, it's 2024. Yeah, but when he first got called up. I gotta check in with Ryan, man. I think he's being a rock star. Super chat from Richie from Devore, the man, the myth. We're not playing the Reds; they're playing us. Hey, as long as the Dodgers don't overlook them, though, right, Richie? Can't do that. Can't Arizona Diamondback them. That's for sure.
The Reds have been grinding. They're not going to be an easy team to just think it's going to be a walkover. And I don't think this team right now and the coaching staff for the Dodgers are even looking at it that way. I think they're taking them pretty serious.
Yeah, and I think this team knows what to do. It's time for them to do it like they did last year. It's like, okay, from September 30th until what day? November 1st. You have one job. Yeah, you can sleep at home sometimes, but you got a full-time job right now. Now Pete actually got out there today to the wild card thing. Now,
he did?
Yeah, I'm hoping those guys weren't just out there for 5 minutes and stuff like that. I hope they're doing what they did last year. Now of course, it's a little bit different because last year they were using that whole week to stay competitive. This one's like, hey, let's just make sure we're ready to go.
Yeah.
So they don't need to really kill themselves out there. Let's see. And then yeah, all these he's got his list all ready to go, man. All these guys that are gonna be at Tulsa. Oh my gosh. Yep. I still can't. All the guys that they acquired at the trade deadline that were not major league players. Well, and then
There's
the one and only Ben Rortvert. Good Lord, what a pickup! Holy smokes!
I think I'm the only one that, out of a lot of people that aren't like on the shiny new object, because in my opinion, that's what he is. I wrote an article, on Dalton Rushing, on why he is the future, for the Dodgers, and it's just his abilities that he has. Yeah, he's been working on his framing, but once the ABS system comes in, framing's not going to be that big of a factor into things anymore.
Yep.
His bat, his versatility to not just play catcher, but go to first base, like we saw, when he was playing in Seattle, his ability to hit, he cranked one out in Seattle, which
Mhm.
is a very hard park to hit a ball out.
Hitting the ball better all the way around.
Yeah. So, I'm more high on, than Dalton Rushing, than, I gotta hand it to Roy Vet,
Oh yeah, he's done.
he's
That was
doing
the
really well,
yeah.
but, the guy can't hit, and, he's been DFA'd from a couple teams already for a reason. So,
Oh sure. No, just the fact that it was such a sneaky under the cover thing,
yeah, yeah.
and where would they be without him? Um, Considering Smith went down, and then of course Smith goes down, and then Dalton went down. Oh my gosh, I mean, Chucky Robinson got a start in, with the Dodgers. But
And
yeah,
that
I think it'll be interesting to see who does start tomorrow behind the plate.
And even Rortvedt pulled a Chucky Robinson by hitting Kershaw in the back, trying to
Oh
throw
my
a
god,
runner out at second.
I saw that. I couldn't believe it. Oh my gosh, you
So,
almost killed Kershaw in his last
right.
regular season start. Holy smokes, man. Um, yeah, but it'll be interesting to see who starts tomorrow. Will it be Rushing or will it be what do you call
Oh,
Benny Rowe or
it
whatever?
it's gonna be Rortvedt, and, whatever,
Defense.
I'm not in the front office, or any of that, but, in my opinion, I think Rushing should be ahead of Rortvedt right now, and because he's got a stronger bat and, he can catch, he's a damn good catcher,
Yeah, no, I
and
like him too.
and giving him the experience.
It'll come down to what are the pitcher's preference,
Mhm.
and if they like Benny Rowe, they'll go with that. But I think they'll split it. To be honest, I am not counting on Will Smith at all.
I'm not counting on him for this series. I am for the next.
I'm just
I
not.
think he'll
He's got a broken hand. I mean,
I mean, it's a hairline fracture. I mean,
I know,
you can tough through that stuff.
but I think though when they brought him back too quick, that
Yeah,
didn't help.
yeah.
That didn't help.
I think that's when the hairline happened,
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
personal opinion on it.
Oh, this is here's some real facts right here from Ohtani boy. Worst part of listening to 570 is "Take Me Out to Morongo." Oh, no kidding. So gross. So gross.
Right.
Man, now I have to sleep with get that in my head before I go to bed. Let's see. Going to the game. All right, good. Going on Wednesday. Yeah, hopefully close that out.
Gotta
If we don't smoke the Reds in 2, it's a missed opportunity to make it 2 in a barbecue. Yeah, they really need to because that sets up the pitching just so much better. I 2 starts is 1 start less than 3,
Mhm.
I mean, it's just 1 less bullet to use,
Yeah.
and,
Got a super chat from Mr. John Rod.
where we at? Oh, man, I got holy
Set
smokes, you guys are on fire today.
Mr. John Rod with the 4.99.
Woo! Being the wild card is going to be a blessing in disguise for the Dodgers. Are getting hot at the right time, but I agree it's time to show up. Yeah, no, there's nothing. I'm not going to say I'm just not against that. I mean, I don't. I'm not freaking. The only thing I wanted was I just wanted to face the Phillies later. That's my concern. Dodge Blue 82. Yes, I was MIA. I was in London. So I was in London for 10 days. So that's why. Yeah, 100% of Benny R is better than 25% of Will Smith. Well, yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I just don't want to see them make things worse. And it's one of those things where, um, I think it's going to be interesting to see because Dalton has been hitting better, and um, you know, Benny Rowe is better than Austin Barnes. Um, so okay, so we don't have Will Smith now. Will Smith kind of faded last year because he was so beat up. Remember, he had a concussion earlier in the year. He really wasn't the biggest factor on the team, other than here's what he really did. He was masterful at handling that pitching staff, given all that crap. Well, some crappy starters and some guys is like, oh my gosh, how the heck did they win with 2.5, 1.5 starter? It was really 1.5 going when the playoffs started. You had Flaherty, and you had a bit of Yamamoto, and you had a real crappy Walker Buehler. And look at that. And they still pulled it out.
Yeah.
I'm Showtime LA. I ain't. You think I'm worried about career right now? No, 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 no. I am concerned about winning a World Series. That's all I care about. Dalton Rushing is going to have a much better career than Benny Rowe.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully we get both of them a ring this year. That's what it's all about. So they're going to go with whoever they think is going to help them win this year. And catcher is an important position. And so we'll see what they do with that. It would not surprise me if they have
3.
It would surprise me if Benny Rowe. It's easier for me to say Rortvert. At least I'm not saying rat fart, so it's better. They like him. They have a lot of trust in him. I mean, he literally caught Kershaw's last game and then almost killed Kersh. Let's see. So there's a good one. Prefer 5 or 7 game against the Phillies. Man, I don't like any of those options. The Phillies are really good. They're a really good matchup against the Dodgers. That's my biggest thing is they match up well against the Dodgers. And Schwarber he's done it before in the postseason. Bryce Harper's done it before in the postseason. They just got Trey Turner back. And then, the thing is, when the Dodgers got beat by the Phillies in the 2 and 3, it wasn't necessarily the big guys. It was these little guys at the end of the lineup that they're smoking, getting all the base hits, all little dinkers and all that type of stuff. And the Dodgers weren't getting them out. And some of what some guy I'd never heard of hit a 3-run home run. Some number 9 hitter had like 3 hits. I mean, they just peppered the Dodgers with the lower part of the lineup. And that can't happen. If you're going to get beat by the big guys. Man, you get beat by those little squirrels because you're throwing bad pitches. Come on, man. You can't let some guy remember the backup catcher.
Yeah.
That backup catcher hit his first home run of the year or something like that? I mean, come on. Just brutal.
For me, I think the Dodgers are in a much better place than the Phillies are right now, especially going into the postseason. I'm not super worried about Philadelphia. I think the Dodgers can go all the way through there and win the NLDS, win the NLCS, and and have a shot at the World Series again. I think this team is more focused. The teams that they're going to be playing. If they're going to be playing, let's say the Cubs or the Brewers or whatever. They played them early on in the season to where the team was just playing poorly.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And I will say, I mean, I have my questions on, a little bit on the bullpen, but my biggest, I think my biggest concern right now is, is the offense. I'm hoping our offense is going to, step up and score runs and back the pitchers up and, not just score 4 runs in the first 3 innings and the bats go dead, and let a team catch up.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things that did happen, the Dodgers, they hit their pitchers decently well.
Mhm.
They hit their starters pretty decently, and I think they can get to Duran.
Yeah.
They had him on the ropes. I mean, they Ohtani, they had him on the ropes when he was with the Twins. They got a couple runs off of him, and then in there's one game they had him on the ropes too. So I'm not sure Duran. I'm going to say it. I'm not sure he's ready for this.
I would disagree with that. It's
Until you prove it, you never know. Now, the one thing, will they bring in, because Wheeler is out, and I think Nola is back. Will they go with Walker effing Buehler?
Oh yeah, Walker's going to be pitching.
Dodgers. Oh
Yeah.
man.
There's no question about that.
Maybe we just sweep the first 3. We don't have to see that. Still,
I
I don't want that. I do. You know what, though? I think the Dodgers will get to him. He's pitching well, and he will. It's not a matter of rising to the occasion. He just doesn't. He doesn't fall backwards like some players do.
Yeah.
So, I think the Dodgers can get to him because the Dodgers have proven they can do it too. I mean,
Buehler scares me.
Well, he always does because it's in there. It's always in there for him to be great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Buell Dog. Oh, I hate it. Well, I'd like to see Walker get destroyed. Nothing against him, but
Yeah.
about winning.
Especially the way he's pitching right now. I mean, he's
Yeah.
looking really good.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's done that all year. He pitched like 6 innings of like 1 hit ball against the Padres. Would have a couple good starts and then just have 3 bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good question. Let's see. From Richie, I really worry that Andrew's laptop will get in the way of allowing the skills and talent. Telnet, like, wait a minute, what are we doing? Telnet? That's like, man, remote logging in and the Dodgers' ability to win the field. Keep it up. He win the game. It was the laptop that helped them win last year. The combination of the laptop figuring out how to run the pitching staff, and then Dave Roberts executing that plan is why they won that thing. But I think though that one of the smartest things that Doc did was after the first couple games against the Padres, Kiki Hernandez did not sit the rest of the series, of any of the series. Because he went with, goes, no, I know who this guy is. Now, if you start seeing Conforto in the lineup, and I'm picking on Conforto, if you see Conforto or Edman or Miggy Rowe, even Miggy Rowe in the lineup over Kike, I'm going to have a problem.
Yeah. And even Doc said today, he, during his press conference, that yes, there's going to be some analytics that are going to be involved, but it's going to be more of, who's got the hot hand and who's swinging a hot bat. And, it's not going to be all analytics.
Yeah. And I think, against the Reds, game 2 is another righty. So the first 2 guys are definitely righties. I think game 3 might be a righty also. So you will see Conforto in that lineup, and you should, just to be honest. But Kike needs to be in there. Now, game against the Phillies, though, if they're going to throw two or three lefties at us, guess what? Conforto sits all those games, and Max might sit some of those games if he's healthy. And you'd see Kike at third, you see Miggy Rowe at second, you'd see Tommy Tanks in center, because we saw what he did last year against all those lefties. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's reminding me a lot of Teoscar Hernandez right now. Is like they're not the same people that they were last year. Edmund is, I don't want to say struggling, but he's not doing very hot, and Tio's been pretty inconsistent, and he had a decent series against his old team, and I thought he was going to do a lot better than what he did in Seattle. I thought he was going to go up there and prove something to him, but he didn't impress me a whole lot.
That ballpark haunts him.
Yeah, and I just hope that Edmund and Teoscar, actually comes through and get some key hits when it's needed. What they're getting paid for and what they've been re-signed with the Dodgers. Because that's what they're there to do, is to get key hits and keep the ball rolling and going through the lineup.
Yeah, we can't have a bunch of well, with Edmund, what you see is a lot of ground outs when he's batting left-handed to the right side. Little things to the first baseman. See a lot of that. It's not even a hard hit. And then with Teo, it's just swinging at those sliders outside. If he locks in, and it is the playoffs, so we do know that both those guys at least have it in them to perform. They're not, as we know, they're not chokers. They've proven themselves. Now the Phillies, they've got some guys that, despite the fact that they've been in the playoffs many years, they went to the one World Series and they lost in 5 games. And so that wasn't that's not a very good showing. Despite some of their stars that they have, I mean, I think they're all beatable. It's just the Phillies they play the Dodgers well. They do have a good bullpen, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, just look at Atlanta, and the Mets. They have just as high as payroll as the Dodgers do, and they're sitting. They're not even in the playoffs.
Hilarious. It was probably from a pitching perspective, I'd have preferred to face the Mets.
Yeah.
But just to watch them lose was hilarious to me. It's and I have, and it's not even, it was like, oh, Juan Soto. I actually like Juan Soto. I really do. And I hated him. I hated when he was on the Padres, of course. But I've once I kind of understood that weirdness he has. But he just locks in.
Yeah,
he's locking in, man, and no one's got a better eye than that guy. And he uses it to the best of his abilities. Guy had a nice year. Slow start. Put it this way, it wasn't his fault. And
yeah.
I expect to see Mr. Mendoza getting his walking papers soon, because I think that's the way the Mets are going to be. They're going to give guys a couple years if they don't prove anything out. They're not the Dodgers. They're not going to try to build long-lasting things. I think they'll keep Stearns there, but I think their manager, that's always going to be the scapegoat.
Yeah.
They have to make better management decisions, though. You can't. I think when they hired, what's his name, Buck Showalter, I think that was one of the stupidest things. I think that guy's such an overrated manager.
Yeah.
And then they go hire an unproven guy. Did you hear? I just saw it because there was no internet on my machine on the plane.
What?
I had 11 hours no internet machine. And so I didn't see that until had to fix a sprinkler when I got home in the dark. I saw that Bochy's not with the Rangers now, and he's gonna probably maybe go back to the Giants.
Yeah, they let him go almost like I think it was like an hour or two after the Giants um, let go of theirs. And just one
Did they
thing
let go
for
Melvin?
yeah,
Oh wow,
yeah.
that that guy's really he had Padres and the Giants. I don't really blame him too much for the Giants and even with the Padres, but maybe he's not the greatest manager that everyone thought he was.
No, but I was a little surprised,
Yeah.
that they let him go.
Well, if I were the Mets, I'd try to get Melvin, but maybe the game's passed him by.
I'm not
Actually, when the Mets, I go get Bruce Bochy is what I do.
I'm really not surprised about the Rangers and Bruce Bochy. I mean,
Mhm.
especially since, yeah, his first year they won the World Series, but they haven't done much after that. So I wasn't really
Yeah.
surprised about that.
Well, and it's totally worth it.
Mhm.
He, you got a World Series out of that guy, and I think he's one of the greatest managers of all time,
Yeah.
despite having a career record of less than 500.
And Richard Flores, you got to go with the Penguin, bro. You better be wearing the Penguins jersey tomorrow.
Man, I've got a lot of stuff here. Jeez. M- Said Mendoza's coming back. Really? Yeah, and I saw this thing about Bochy. He could be in the front. They gave him that option. I think that was more of a mutual thing.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay. Oh, Showtime. Me too, man. I was there. We were there together. I would have. Yeah, I don't know what what the Giants thought that they go, oh, we got Buster Posey. Cool. Okay. Buster Posey, really cool. No experience doing this stuff. And, he gave a lot to Adamas, a lot of money to Adamas. And the guy's really a 240 hitter. And he did hit 30 home runs, which is nice. And then he signed Chapman to a huge contract. And he traded a lot, traded for Devers. Now he's really locked into those three guys. It'll be interesting to see how they proceed with those because I am not. Put it this way: if I have a team and Rafael Devers is my star, I'm not happy. I mean, he's getting bigger. The only thing he's gonna be Sanchez. What's his Pablo Sanchez, or
Yeah.
what's the guy? Pablo Sanchez? No, that's the kid from from that little game back in the day. Sandoval. Remember
Mm.
the
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
became fatter
yeah,
and fatter?
yeah,
And that's what
yeah.
Devers looks huge. It's like he ate Jock Peterson. I mean, geez. Chapman still plays a good third base, but he's 33, and I don't know. I don't. At the end of the day, I don't like the moves the Giants made. Um, they just need to keep, but they do need. They need to keep their pitching. I mean, Logan Webb is despite the fact he's got that cabbage patch face that's punchable. He's a really good guy, good pitcher, and he's impressive.
Yeah.
Um, and then I don't know. They find ways, but I don't know. I'm just okay. With the Giants, no problem with them sucking.
Yeah.
Let's go back to look at the rotation a little bit more. So let's look at the Phillies a little bit. So again, we talked about it briefly. Game 1 would be Ohtani. Game 2 would probably be Snell. 3 would be Yamamoto. 4 Glasnow. 5 Ohtani. That's
Hmm.
what it kind of looks like.
Yeah.
But if they have to go with Ohtani in Game 3, Glasnow, Snell, Yamamoto, Ohtani, Glasnow. So that would be 2 Glasnows, which the dude's an ace on what? How many teams? 15 to 20 teams.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there going, "Oh gosh, I don't want to use our number 4." And he's really good. Jeez, man. I tell you, man,
Well,
it's nice having a really good roster.
I'm not, I'm really not. I'm not. I'm just putting a pencil name of Emmett Sheehan as a reliever.
Oh,
You
me
know,
too. No, I've got him later as with the back to backs
I mean,
with
if
Curtis.
I think if somebody's struggling and they're seeing something, I won't be surprised if we see Sheehan, starting a game.
Oh, or if rough first.
Yeah.
Don't even mess. Don't. That's one of the best things about this rotation and having the guys that they have
Well, I
is
see them bringing Kershaw in before him, and then
it depends.
yeah.
But yeah, I could see either one of them getting work. It's just nice to have two guys that are going to be now not in the wild card, but in the rest of it, two guys on your staff that can go and throw those long innings.
Hmm.
Well, let's just say, heaven forbid, Ohtani, walks four guys and just doesn't have it, throws 40 pitches. They're going to pull him. He'd be the guy that they'd pull with the high pitch count.
Hmm.
But then okay, you lock in either Sheehan or Kershaw, you still in the game. You're not doing the Honeywell of going, hey, can you just we know you're not very good, but can you just go eat a bunch of innings for us? We'd appreciate that. Now it's like, no, we don't have to go give up a game anymore. I don't think we have to go play that this year of sacrifice of going, I think we're kind of out of this game. Let's move on. And we're kind of out of it because, well, we had to kind of put things together. We had to, you know, start Benny Caps in a World Series game for one of his first starts, and and
Yeah.
and then go with Hudson and they were just done. They don't have to do that this year. That's one of the beauties I think of this pitching staff is they've got they can play this more like the Nationals did and go, we're putting our best arms in there as much as we can because because six of our best pitchers are starters. So just use them. Cover those games.
I'll tell you this. I was pretty impressed with Landon Knack. He had the end of the regular season. He did not have a good ending to his season at
I
all.
know.
He was just getting lit up, and I was like going, "Way to go, Landon Knack!" He came in there and ate up all those innings, and yeah, he gave up a run, but man, he that was the best I've seen him in probably about a month.
Yeah, because he ended up with a ERA of 6.66.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm just looking at Glass now real quick. So his last, let's see, just in September, despite having a clunker in there, I mean the dude four games started, 21 innings, 12 hits. Six earned runs, 2.49 ERA, 11 walks. That was what got him in a couple of he had some walks in some of those games.
Mhm.
And then oh well shoot, on what am I saying, on against Seattle he only threw three. Um three innings with three strikeouts. So it's all good. Um
Yeah, he looked good, it's just, Dave just didn't pitch any of the starters past, I think, Glasnow went the longest,
yeah, good.
with 3 innings, you know.
That's good. That's why you want to clinch a little bit early. Is
Sheehan only pitched 1 inning.
yeah. Yeah. But I think though you're poking at that whole bull, in pencil. I agree with that. Um, I just see him as a beast to
Mhm.
cover. I would like to see him. Uh, uh, let's be honest, we're probably getting 5, maybe 6 out of Blake Snell. How don't just have Emmett finish that game?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
truthfully, I want to see what Roki Sasaki can do.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him just go in there and pitch 1 inning. I want to see him pitch 2 or 3 innings, and see if he's got it. And because I've watched him pitch, for a while, not just here, but in the MPB. And the latter part of his year before he started having all of his problems, he pitches like one or two, you know, three really good innings, and then it just goes downhill. So I just
I think the plan is for him to be 1 inning.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were doing at the end. And I think they're looking at him as going, hey, this might be our 9th inning guy for some of these things. I think it'll depend on the situation. But it wouldn't surprise me to see him get a 9th inning. I would have liked to have seen him get a 9th inning though, like in the regular season, instead of, it was good to see Edgardo got a save.
Dude, he was. That's
I know.
his inconsistencies that had me worried, but the way he looked in Seattle, I mean, it's just like wow.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, and that heat plays up. You need that heat in that postseason. You got to be able to. And so if you look at it with the Dodgers bullpen, just heat wise, I mean, Edgardo's number one, throwing 102. Then you got Roki, and then you got and Tanner Scott throws he hits 98.
Yeah.
So you've got that heat, and then if the Trinan's issue, this is a command issue, I think, in my opinion. Oh gosh, this guy,
Robusky, yeah.
it throws he can hit 100. So you've got all of a sudden these different things, and then you got Vesia coming in with that 93-mile-an-hour thing that just it rises. Let's just be honest, it rises.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be. I mean, geez Louise. Yeah, true. No, there are not punting games in this postseason at all. I don't see that happening.
Sheehan, don't count out Sheehan. He can throw some gas also.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, coming out of the bullpen too. Ooh, yeah.
He could throw some gas.
Yeah.
Ever since his surgery, he throws a lot harder now than what he did.
Well, yeah, and he's one of those guys that came out of the surgery. He didn't lose his command.
No.
Unlike Buehler, it took forever, and still I think and Dustin May really didn't get it back. And yeah, I mean, because it's not, hey, can they throw hard? Because May was throwing a little less, trying to save his arm. But he was even after his first surgery, he was messy, a lot messier. He's always kind of a little bit messy, but it was just okay. This was like, no, he's just getting hit now because he can't spot his.
Well, that's the thing about Edgardo.
Yeah.
I mean, he's throwing the gas, but some games he's like all over the place.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, he had. Was it against the Phillies? Well, no. Okay. Oh, gosh, Robo had that one game where he gave up 5 runs.
Mm-hmm. And
then I think Edgardo came in and didn't help. But there was another game where Edgardo came in. They had like a small lead, and he the 6th inning or something. He walked like the first 2 guys.
That was just recent.
Yeah. So that's the concern with me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that. But yeah, Robleski,
Yeah.
And again, a guy that could go long if you have to, but I think with Kirsch and Sheehan, you got that. You're covered. So just, man, throw the best guys out there. I don't care about their past I still think at the end of the day, that 9th inning, I don't think it's going to matter. I think Blake Trinan's coming out of that bullpen, and I hope he's got his stuff, because when he does have his stuff, he's amazing.
I think he's going to have a short leash. I think him and Tanner Scott are going to have a very short leash.
They have to. I mean, we saw this. It was very consistent with well, especially with Trinan and he's injured now is in Kopech. Like when you have those guys come in the game, you need to have someone starting to warm up already because you can tell first batter if they're going to be good. Because Kopech would just he would miss big, right? And with Trinan, he's just all over the place, and he's not getting the swing and miss. He's too far. He's too far out of the zone to get any type of swings, and so he's walking guys. Man, you got to be ready because you got to do 3 batters.
His last 2 appearances have been pretty decent, though.
Yeah. Well, I'm encouraged.
Yeah.
But it's just Trinan had some good runs, and he's kind of suffered a little bit. Let's see. Okay, Oscar Vargas bringing some facts. Stuff plays in the postseason. Yes. Among active rosters, Dodgers bullpen Stuff plus during the second half ranked second in baseball. Yeah, they were saying that. Even, Tanner Scott stuff ranks very high. I think it's just situational for him.
Yeah.
And use him the way he's supposed to be used. He was great last year by coming in to strike out Shohei Ohtani 4 times. I mean, that's impressive.
Yep.
So yeah, you look at all those guys. I mean, hey, Oscar, if you got a link, if you throw something in the chat, I'm gonna make you a moderator so that you can do that. And it doesn't hurt to have you as a moderator anyway. Let's see, add as moderator. Yeah. If you have a stat for that Stuff plus, it'd be good to have. Man, Richie throwing disrespected. Blake Trinan. Don't forget, Blake Trinan was your most valuable pitcher in the postseason last year, at least in the bullpen. Let's see. Let's see.
I agree with you, Showtime, on River Ryan. I think he comes back, and I think his arm's going to be stronger, but I do think that Gavin Stone is, I think he's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it's the shoulder does scare me too. It's just there's more variables in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan, and plus some with River Ryan is there's not a lot of mileage on the arm.
No.
I think it's more of if you go to what's this guy? His name's the Pain guy. He'll say that it's just the way they're taught to throw. It's this flat arm type syndrome, and Ryan does it. I mean, it gets velocity. It could be that's going to do it, but it's like, do you trade velocity? Oh man. Oh, come on. I want to just get the link. I got to go to here to get it. There we go. I'm going to take a look at this window here. Stuff plus, see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Let me add that one in there. Turn that one out. And window. Here we go. So this is the last month. Well, the only team ahead of him was the Mets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phillies are right there too, though. Milwaukee, no surprise. Man, Milwaukee's bullpen's nasty too.
Yeah.
Again, you got a lot of guys though that haven't been there, done that, and that's what I do like about the Dodgers. Is they've been there, done that. We have a lot of guys on this team that have World Series rings, and I'm all in on World Series rings. Let's see here.
What do you think of Michael Bush right now? Man, he is killing it.
Yeah, good for him.
Good Lord.
Good. And that's a guy that for some reason the Dodgers I think they tried some stuff with him, but they never tried hard enough, in my opinion. I think they should have just said, "You're a third baseman, or you're a left fielder." Because especially as soon as you signed Freddie Freeman, it was over.
Yeah.
Because at least at first base.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, yeah, River Ryan was a shortstop.
Yeah.
My little River Ryan story. I was at Rancho the first day he was there as a player, and they were playing Storm, and we are just chatting. He's River's a real good dude, real friendly guy.
Super nice.
Love the guy. He's really got his faith is really coming along great too, which is impressive. But he goes, "Hey, if I didn't get traded, I would have been starting at shortstop tonight. He would have been out there."
Mm-hmm.
So he was drafted in 2021 by the Padres. We gave up former World Series champion Matt Beatty for River Ryan. And the Padres have not made a trade with the Dodgers since. It's just like,
hey,
what a trade, man.
They took it.
Yeah, I know, man. They took it. They really did. They took the bait. All right, I want to go a little bit further into the rotation. Let's say they get past the Phillies. I'm just assuming it's a 5-game series. And so, given that, I was trying to figure out again. So this is I'm assuming against Game 6 or the Series 6. I'm assuming it in this first column that it's only a 6-game series and the Dodgers win it. If it's a 7-game series, it's there. But you can see I've got a Kershaw / Sheehan in there because I think in the 7-game series to maintain, and I think it's worth it. And this is where Doc has to make his choices. Do you do the short rest thing? Or do you go, hey, we're going to, instead of, doing a bullpen game, we do Kershaw or we do Sheehan. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking at. And in the World Series, I'm trying to line it up. In a Game 7, like you can see in this one for the 12th through the 21st, it works out where he pitched Game 2 and Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can do it in 6, he can start Game 1 and then go Game 6 in the World Series. And I mean, just looking at the starters, this is right now, this is one of the best rotations I've ever seen. Regretfully, since the 2011 Phillies, when they had they had Holiday, Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels, and they had Oswalt. So on paper, the Phillies had the best starters you could have, but they lost. But the Dodgers, they have the best. They have the best starters, and it's 6. It's 6 deep, and then you could even go Robleski for 7, and you go, that's not bad.
Yeah,
I love the depth. It just eats a lot of innings. It can save the bullpen too. I mean, because I don't care how good your bullpen is, if you have to keep using over and over and over the same guys and they're facing the same batters over and over, it gets dangerous. So let's say Game 1 against the Phillies, let's just hope they get past them. And you go, oh, you know what? Oh, we got a tough 7th inning here. Vesia, you've got Schwarber, Turner, Harper.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 games later, Vesia, you got the same guys. You keep doing the same thing versus how about Vesia one time faces them, Tanner Scott faces them another time, Jason Robleski faces them another time. Get that mix in there. But if
I
you
put
got
Sasaki in there too.
huh?
I'd put Sasaki in there too against them.
I don't. I know how Doc will play it with the lefties, though.
Yeah.
That's the Um, yeah, Sasaki against the rest of the lineup. We got Castellanos, and they got that third baseman that they seem to love and hate. They got Real. I hate saying his name. Real Muto.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been swing and miss, and yeah, they have a bunch of multi-inning dudes they can deploy out of the bullpen. Absolutely, and they so if you're able to go and have a Sheehan go out, throw 3 or 4 innings, and don't even worry about a reliever. After Sheehan, you got a 2-run lead. Let him do it,
Mm-hmm.
or at least give him one time through the order. And it depends on who follows it. Just because they're going to play it like they're going to do a lot of that stuff, with any of these guys. But just don't pull Snell when he's throwing really well. That's all I can say.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Gosh.
I think he'll say something before that happens.
Hey, but what? Oh, I can't remember who they were playing. Was it the Diamondbacks? When Doc was coming out to take the ball,
Yeah.
Snell's like,
Yeah.
and then that was the day he became a real Dodger
Mm-hmm.
and became one of those guys you go, oh, he's that guy.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
That's the type of guy I want. And yeah, he said, I got him. He took care of business. And that was actually, I just love that stuff because it shows a lot, and it shows that Doc goes, okay, I'm listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the Phillies? Was it?
Was it?
Probably was. You get
No, it was.
it might have been.
I thought it was the Marlins.
No, it wasn't the Marlins. No, that was too long ago.
No, just recently. Weren't they playing in Florida when when he
No,
was
no,
like?
no. It was here. It was in L.A. I'm
Oh,
gonna go with
yeah. No, it
He's
was.
got a
Yeah,
young brain.
yeah.
We'll go. Yeah, I think you're right. Showtime's got to be right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like he wanted it bad, and
Mm-hmm.
he proved he could do it. And I loved it. To see a guy just go out and say, I'm going to do it, and he goes and does it. Let's see. Richie's got it for the computer, man. You think too much about that. I think you're thinking too much about that. No, I think Doc, remember Doc last year put hands on Trinan,
Mm-hmm.
in that World Series. That was Doc going, hey, I'm here for it, man.
I kind of agree. With Doug. In regards to how Dave Roberts has just been getting all kinds of shade. The last couple of weeks. He's trying to see who he can trust and who he
Mhm,
can't, and he's
mhm.
just throwing people out there to you know to see what they can do and where they're at and what they need to work on, and either they're going to play or they're not going to play. And I truly believe it doesn't matter whose name is on the back of the jersey. If they're not going to do it, I don't see him putting them in there.
I agree. They did that all postseason last year. After the first couple games, they said, "Screw it, we're going." And they kept trying to. They put Miggy Rowe out there when he wasn't healthy last year. He couldn't make that one play that cost. Didn't count as an error, but it was against Game 3 against the Padres. He wasn't healthy. Shouldn't have even been out there.
Hmm.
But you know, the nerds run the sport. Don't question the madness. The thing is, Doc has gotten good at taking the information. I like the fact that Bob Guerin's there, that he's a former catcher. Danny Lehman, who is the bench coach, is also a former catcher. So I really like having former catchers in that mix there. So that gives me that little extra. But I think Doc does read the room very well. Let's see. Here's the big one. Oscar's asking the question. Is the postseason where third time through the order is a big focus? Does Doc give SPs a longer leash? I hope, let's put it this way. Top of the 6th against the Phillies, and Kyle Schwarber's up. Do I want Blake Snell in there, or do I want any of our left-handers in the bullpen? That's the question. And I'm going, I think I'm keeping Blake Snell in there. I just am. That's what I would do. It's legit.
Well,
They're
this is
in
what
the order.
this is one thing that I was going to bring up. And I understand what Oscar's saying. It's I think these starting pitchers, they don't need to be pitching 5 innings, 6 innings. They should be pitching a minimum of 7 in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
If not 8. So
They won't go 8, but yeah, 7 would be great.
This going 4 or 5 innings, and then that's why the bullpen is so burned out at the end of the year. Because they've had to do that all year long.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for these pitchers to start pitching, into the 7th inning and getting out of the 7th inning and then handing it over to the bullpen. And then, here you go, Emmett Sheehan. Here you go, Roki Sasaki. Here you go, Edgardo Enriquez.
And if you look at the way this calendar lines up, there's plenty of rest to do exactly what you said. There's no, I mean, every one of these guys should be going 100 to 110 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's 8 innings or 9 innings, then do it. Because these guys, every one of these pitchers, I trust. And they all have amazing stuff. Even the old man.
There's only been a couple of times when Yamamoto hasn't pitched more than 6 innings, during the year. I mean,
Yeah.
he's proven it, overseas. He's proven it here. Snell can go long distance. Glass now, when he's on, he can go long distance also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So just 100 to 110 pitches should be it for these guys.
Dudes,
They're the dudes.
Yamamoto and Sasaki were throwing 120, 128, pitches in a game in the NPB.
Yeah, in major leagues, you're a manager, you throw a guy 120 pitches, you're going to get fired.
So it's not like they're not used to it. They haven't done it, but they've been there. They've done that.
I would say the only one is Ohtani. Just because I think the most he's thrown is 80. But still, it's, you've got 7. With the way this is lined up and the way, one of the reasons they're not throwing Ohtani game 1 is because they want to give him more rest. So,
yeah, but if he's on, his pitch count is getting high, and he can go into 6 or 7 innings.
Yep, you do it. Absolutely. Because he's going to rest. He's going to have a 7 or 8 day rest anyway. Right?
He still blows my mind that he goes out there and pitches like 5 innings and he's hitting the ball at the same time. It's just like, it's very mind blowing to me.
It is. Yeah. Well, and it would be really cool if he does that on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just be what I want to see. I want to see the strike out the side and then come up and hit a home run in the first inning. That's what I want to see. I've been waiting for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hit home runs, but he hasn't done that whole strikeout. He's like, gotten all 3 out. Yeah, Kershaw got up to 91 again in Arizona. That was us in the bullpen. Kershaw's a smart pitcher, and I think it's just different hitters. Using him in the, you just got to be careful with Kershaw in the bullpen. Use them the way I would use Kershaw in the bullpen might be more like this. All right, it's the 7th inning. There's a runner on. There's 2 outs, and there's a guy that Kershaw knows how to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Just use him for that one batter, and he's done.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. Now, if you have to pull him in, if you have to go, hey, my starting pitcher sucked, or he got hurt, then you just go, hey, yeah, no, you got the rest of the game. You go throw 6 or 5 or 6 innings. Let's see. Yard 2 times pitch, 6 innings shutout ball. I know.
So what do you got for the bottom of the bracket? San Diego Cubs. Who wins out of them? And then goes and plays the
Did we have the
Brewers.
matchup yet? The pitching matchups? I
I
haven't. Again, I bet it's on the road.
haven't really seen anything.
Let's see. There's a media advisory real quick. Oh, that's just who's pitching and. Oh, let's see.
How do you get those?
I begged.
Oh.
I don't know. We got to really work at that. Because none of us, we don't have any representation. Roger wouldn't get anything either. That's what bothers me. Roger, you'd think at least get something, right? But he never heard about wild card. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I was going to look at the Cubbies and Padres. Go Cubs. Still want to deal with it. Let's see. Oh, my gosh. September 30th. There we go. Oh, Pavetta. Okay. Pavetta versus Matthew Boyd. Pavetta's he's been so good this year. Oh, man. Red Sox, Yankees will be Crochet and Freed. And then Scooble gets Williams with the Guardians. Gavin Williams. Oh, I remember that guy. Yeah. Dodgers beat him, I thought. Big dude. 6'6", 250. Then our guy, Hunter Green versus Blake Snell. Blake Snell, I mean, it was a short season, but he ended the season with 2.35 ERA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in. That was I'm a Blake Snell guy. I believe in this guy, and
I do too.
He better not make me look bad. So he okay. Knows you got to bring it up. Yeah, against Kershaw on the bullpen because of NLDS Game 5 2019 flashbacks. Still have him myself, but seeing him in Arizona makes me want to put him in now. It was the way it was done, right? So if you remember, Kershaw was brought in to face Adam Eaton with runners on base. And he got him, struck him out. But then they brought Kershaw in the next inning to face that guy with the Angels that never plays anymore. And I can't even remember his name, but he used to be really good. He was an all-star. What was his name?
I don't remember it.
What's that clown's name for the Angel former national? Gosh darn it. See, he was so good. He was so good at the range. I wanted him. I wrote Dodgers Nation articles. We got to get this guy. But he hit a home run, and then he leaves him in for Soto. Like, come on. When you had, for Soto, you had the Soto killer, the Kolarek guy. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
They had Kolarek. Soto couldn't hit Kolarek. And it was Captain Up. And they had, gosh darn it. What's his name? Someone give me Hollywood Lifestyle. What's his name? Jeez. See, everyone's already forgot his name. But they had freaking no names in the house.
Okay, no name. Anderson?
No. But they had Maeda in the bullpen, and they had the lefty in the bullpen. And there was no minimums. So they could have went and taken care of business. They could have just left Maeda, probably got Maeda and maybe give up one. Anthony Rendon, that's the guy. Jeez. Okay, everyone put on your manager's hat. Dodgers trail 2-1 in the 5th. Yosh Snell, Shower Glass has 85 pitches for the game with men in scoring position, no outs. Lined up, turned over. Who's getting left in? Who's getting pulled?
I'm leaving all three. I'm leaving them all in.
Yeah, I mean, for 85 though, I'm thinking Glasnow no, and Show no. Yoshi.
Yeah, I'd say Ohtani. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on Glass now. I
Yeah,
mean, Yamamoto is a no-brainer for me. Absolutely not. And Snell's a no-brainer for me.
yeah, I would leave them in too.
They just have the
Yeah,
they have too much drive and they have too much knowledge of what needs to get done.
yeah. Because if Glass is at 85 pitches in the fifth already, that means he doesn't have his command. But then again, it
Yeah.
would mean this. Well, we know Snell will be at 85 pitches in the fifth anyway, probably,
Mhm.
because that's what he does. He just does that, and I'm okay because that's how he pitches. Yosh, yeah, that dude looks like he's just the nicest guy, and he seems like the nicest guy. I think he's an assassin. Yosh is just an assassin out there with a smile on his face.
Mhm.
He's so good. But I think those are legit questions, and I think those are the things where Doc's got to be careful. But it also depends on the opponent, how well the Dodgers are hitting the ball. Those are always factors. Man, I can't get this right.
And that's my thing is, you know, Yoshinobu, Snell, Glasnow, Ohtani, they could all be throwing the games of their life.
Yeah,
And if if the offense isn't backing them up, I mean, because Yamamoto and Glasnow hasn't been getting anything, any run support, you know,
yeah,
virtually all year, from the offense.
yep.
So, I mean,
Criminal.
this offense needs to score runs, like I said earlier,
Yep.
for No Name. I'm here. I have to rewatch this. Well, here's something that I said early on. No Name is this offense needs to score, you know, past the third inning. It's not score 5 runs in the first 3 innings and not do anything else. I'm not
Mhm.
expecting runs every single inning, but let's get at least something in the seventh and the eighth inning. And if we go into the ninth and need something, you know, put the big boy pants on and start, smoking the ball.
I mean, I look at it last year in the playoffs. Almost every game the Dodgers scored, 4 or 5 runs. The only game that I recall off the top of my head where they didn't score 4 or 5, Game 5 against the Padres.
Hmm.
And that was a 2-0 gem by both pitchers.
Yeah, but look what they did against the Padres. And look what they did against the Mets and the
Yeah,
Yankees when they,
yeah.
they
Even when they
scored in
lost,
double digits.
even when they lost,
You know,
when they lost to the Padres in Game 3, they still scored 5.
so
So they have
this
they
offense can't be quiet.
they can't be. They have to perform like they did last year because at the end of the day, the offense won that thing for them last year.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
The offense, and they
Them in
need,
the bullpen.
yeah. But at least the offense was enough to give them enough confidence that they could
Hmm.
come back the next day. Um, the good thing is, again, they've done it before, and they can do it again. And
Hmm.
they have everyone in their lineup, well, except our catchers, have real playoff success, not just experience, but success. And so, yeah, I'm not worried about that. Even Pajes, even though he didn't get any at bats in the World Series last year, which actually surprised me. But remember, against the Mets, he had a couple dongs.
Hmm.
So, not worried about that. Um, Conforto has been good before. He looked like Steven Nelson. At a distance, you kind of do, man. That's Mike.
Who does?
He said, no, BC says you look like Steven Nelson. I can see it. I can see it from there. Yeah.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah. I think he's younger than you, so that's a good thing. I think he's more gray than you. He's a premature gray
He
dude.
is.
Sure, but yeah. Um, yeah, the just let's just going through the offense. We'll go. Catchers are unproven in the playoffs, so fine. Freddie, Kike,
Hmm.
Tommy Edman, Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, I trust them all as playoff, as not being a letdown. Conforto's been good in the playoffs before. He hit 2 home runs in a World Series game in 2015. So I actually feel decent about him. Pajes did some stuff last year in the playoffs. Teo did some things in the playoffs. Yeah. So I actually, and I Miggy Rose.
He's been hitting.
Yeah, he's been really good. He might get a lot of starts. Especially, at lefty in the lineup, he'll definitely get some starts. I always get concerned about him just wearing down. I was wishing they would rest him a little bit more. The question is, do they have room on the roster for Hae-Sung Kim? Not sure.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, or not tomorrow, but for this postseason, this wild card thing, they could keep an extra hitter because it's only 3 games. So they could say, "Hey, we're going to leave." They're already leaving Kershaw off the roster, which makes sense. That's fine with me. Oh yeah, BC. It's one guy has a bad game. We heard DFA. Rojas though. Let's be honest. The beginning of the season, the dude looked washed, and I thought after they got rid of Barnesy and got rid of Taylor, that it was possible that he might be next. But he right around when people started talking about that, I think he probably looked in the mirror and goes, "Hey, I still want to play."
He turned it around. He wants to come back next year.
Yeah. Well, will you be at the game, Tim? No, I will not be at the game. I just got back from London. I'm so tired. Yeah, Farmer John hot dogs. Yep.
One thing that I will say is, when I went to the final regular season game and I was down on the field, Max Muncy's leg, oh my gosh, the hematoma that he has on his leg is gnarly.
Dang. Well, if anyone can play through it, we know it's Max. But
yeah,
he's really his body's really wearing down, and just in terms of getting beat up. I mean, that's all. Not that he's. So if the Dodgers win, they play October 4th, which I believe is a Saturday. Yeah, it's a Saturday, and that's in Philly. So it'll be 2-2-1. So they'll have it's kind of weird, but they'll have plenty of off days in that one, so they can get a lot of their stuff going with that in terms of their pitching.
October what? 6th, did you say?
October 4th, and then
4th?
they play the 6th again after that. So, yeah, they just got to go and they really need to take those first 2 against the Reds. They really do. And
honestly, I've high confidence. I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think they take both games.
Yeah, I do too. I expect nothing less. And yeah, it's man, Phillies. Nervous about it, but I'm even nervous about the Reds. I mean, last year the Dodgers were clearly a better team than the Mets, but I'm still worried about it. What they do, they backed off on 2 of those games. They backed off on 2 of those games in the NLDS or NLCS, and then backed off a game in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't have to do that this year. Go all out. Got plenty of pitching. Brent Honeywell, man, never caught on with another team either.
No. Mm-mm.
You'd think somebody would have picked him up.
I was in Texas when he got his ring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you see who's throwing the first pitch tomorrow?
Yeah. Joe Kelly. Good for him.
I know, but I wonder. I know he's supposed to have tried out for the Dodgers. Just obviously didn't go as well as he expected.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's just going to retire now.
I hope he wears his mariachi jacket.
Oh man. Oh man. Everyone watch the pregame as much as you can.
Yeah.
Oh, that would not surprise me either. The thing is with Kelly, he's not that big of a dude. How he's able to throw that hard. Yeah, and that's why these last few years it's been tough for him. But hey, Joe Kelly's a folk hero in Los Angeles now.
Heck yeah.
And always a good guy to interview, that's for sure. And yeah, nothing but the best for Rancho Cucamonga's own Joe Kelly. And then avenge the 08-09 teams. Yeah. Oh gosh. I love how we won't be facing it on the West Point because at least one fan base will give us a hard time. Well, we would meet the Padres in the game 7. That's the place where we would, if we ran into them, that's where we'd meet them.
Yep.
See, I think the winner of this Cubs Padres thing, I think they're going to knock off the Brewers. Whoever wins that game, I think that team will be the team that goes the NLCS. That's how down I am on the Brewers right now. Oh, Richie's there for game 1. So get some content, man.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, Richie will be there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you about ready to call it?
Yeah. It just kind of hit me. It's like, oh, I'm really tired.
Yeah.
One positive is Cubs or Padres will be eliminated. Yeah, I want it to be the Padres. I do.
I think the Padres will be eliminated.
Yeah, it's pitching. I don't know. I'd really check real quick who's going game 2. The question really for them is Michael King. Oh, they're going with Dylan Cease game 2. Okay, so they're going to lose that game. I am so unimpressed with that dude. If he ever has a good postseason game, it'll be his first.
You're right.
I don't know. Watch the Dodgers sign him in the offseason. No, don't put that on
him. There's talks that he may be going to Boston.
Maybe. He's a free agent. He's not going to get that much. If he would have been a free agent like after last season, he would have gotten a lot more. But he's just proving that he's really not, that much. Yeah, Dylan Cease is. All he does is he really is one of the worst. And watch John and Jim. Is that the guys that send you? Yeah, the Miz is walking everybody. Yeah, that's the thing. These guys come up and they have a really good thing. And those guys came up against they came up and they were hot when they played the Dodgers. And the Dodgers could have easily won any 3 of those games if they would have at least hit the ball a little bit or had a decent bullpen for a little bit. And they didn't, and that they went crazy and played good ball. They played really good ball against the Dodgers. But I just not a fan of that team. Even though I like Christian Yelich, big fan of him.
Completely different Dodgers teams, man. This is a completely different team.
Absolutely. Right, yeah. This team actually hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's call it. I'm tired now. Okay.
All right, man.
It is, for me, it's 7:11 a.m. I've been up a while. Ohtani had his only great game with the LDS on my birthday. Huh? Because the Miz has the Miz as his name. Let's see. All right. Thanks, everyone. You got anything else? I'm tired.
Ready for tomorrow.
All right. 6:08. Oh, shoot. I got to find a way to watch the freaking game. Ugh.
I'll be posting about it. So
I need to watch it, though, man. Shoot. Got to figure that out. I just don't want to pay for a whole month of Fubo or whatever it is. And then the stupid dot. So I want to
oh,
get,
I'll,
I need like a freebie for like a week.
I'll send you the link.
Okay.
That's what I have.
Yeah. Well, I used it last year. I got a free week. And so I'd say it. Like, I didn't do anything about this. I had a free week and you put it in the app also. And so after the week, I canceled it. And it stayed in the app, so I got to watch everything for free. So I'm hoping to get one of those again. Oh, but you never know. I'll pay for it. I'll pay the whatever $70 if I have to. We get a World Series win. I just don't want to pay anything for a team that's gonna all of a sudden choke on me because I do have 2022, 2023 still in me.
No, I have a free website.
Okay, cool.
It's got everything.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.
As always, God bless and
go Dodgers.
There we go. Thanks everyone.